Alright guys, it's your boy KennyJStylinz coming at you with another deck profile. This time we're talking about Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, and get ready, this deck is a lot of fun guys, and it's very thick. As you can see from the side, look at that. I swear this deck is probably like 60 or 70 cards, but it's fun to play, easy to get through, and without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so first off, we're starting off with the man, the myth, the legend itself, the legendary Goku, and you gotta run 3 of them. 3. Because, you know, most of the deck evolves around him, of course, because he's Goku. But anyway, he's a level 4 Earth Warrior, 2000 attack. Let's take a look at his effect. When this card is normal summon, you can add 1 Kamehameha or Spirit Bomb spell card from your deck to your hand. During your standby phase, you can send this card to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Dragon Ball Super Goku Super Saiyan level 1 from your hand or deck. Very good, especially for level 4. His stats are really ridiculous. Next up we have Super Saiyan level 1 Goku, Light Monster, 5-star. His attack is also 2000, but check out his effect. Each time your opponent draws a card or cards, this card gains 500 attack. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls. Change that monster's battle position. During the end phase of the turn, let this card was destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard. Guess what? You get to special summon a Dragon Ball Super Goku Super Saiyan level 2 from your hand or deck. Very good. And of course, he jumps to level 2, 2700 attack, 2000 effect, 2000 defense. His effect, this card is unaffected by your opponent's spell cards, which is a really good effect. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent's side of the field. Send 1 monster card from your hand to the graveyard. Destroy the target. During your standby phase, you can send this card to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Dragon Ball Super Goku Super Saiyan level 3 from your hand or deck. Then of course we jump to Super Saiyan level 3, 3200 attack, already stronger than Blue Eyes. Look at him, throwing up to 3. The summon of this card cannot be negated. When this card is summoned, cards and effects cannot be activated, so for sure this guy's coming out. This monster cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. You can pay 3000 life points. Destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. You can only activate this effect once per turn. But you can't activate it too many times, as 3000 is a lot, but you know, you could do it a couple times, possibly win you the game. Next up is Goku's rival, the Prince of all Saiyans, the mighty Vegeta, level 4, Earth, 1900 attack, 12 defense. Let's check his effect out. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Dragon Ball Super Vegeta Super Saiyan level 1 monster from your hand or deck in face-up attack position. So basically, if he's getting destroyed by anything, he's leveling up. Easy. Level 1 Vegeta, 2400 attack. When this card is special summoned, you can activate one of these effects. Destroy spell or trap cards on the field up to the number of Dragon Ball Super monsters you control. Or you can add 1 Final Flash spell card from your deck to your hand. So it just depends on what you want to do during the time. Next up, we jump to Vegeta Super Saiyan level 2. This card cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. When this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Dragon Ball Super Trunks or Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can choose 1 random card in your opponent's hand. If the chosen card is a monster, destroy 1 monster your opponent controls with an attack less than or equal to the chosen card. Alright, next up we got 2 Gohans in the tracksuit. Look at him. 1700 attack. His effect, when this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Dragon Ball Super Piccolo from your deck to your hand. During your end phase, you can send this card to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Dragon Ball Super Gohan Super Saiyan level 1 from your hand or deck. Alright, now we have Super Saiyan level 1 Gohan, 2100 attack. Once per turn, you can inflict 500 life point damage to your opponent. This card gains 200 attack every time your opponent receives life point damage from a card effect. When this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Dragon Ball Super Gohan Super Saiyan level 2 from your hand or deck. So he comes out at 2100, but when you inflict damage to him every time, he goes up by 200. So when he comes out, you know, he's not 21, just make him 23. Just do the damage to him, he jumps to 23. So yeah. Alright, then we got Super Saiyan level 2 Gohan. Once per turn, you can inflict 1500 damage to your opponent's life points. During your standby phase, you can send this card to the graveyard, special summon one Dragon Ball Super Ultimate Gohan from your hand or deck. Alright, now we got Ultimate Gohan. Look at his attack, same as level 3. I like the pick too. Okay, once per turn, you can inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent's life points. During the battle phase, quick effect, you can target one Dragon Ball Super monster you control. Special summon one monster from your hand with a level less than or equal to that monster, ignoring all summoning conditions. That monster cannot attack the same turn it was summoned by this effect. You can only activate each effect of Dragon Ball Super Ultimate Gohan once per turn. Man, that's a pretty good effect. Alright, next up we got two Brawlies, 2100 attack, level 5. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. When your opponent controls a monster with a higher attack than this card, you can send this card to the graveyard, special summon one Dragon Ball Super Brawly Raffle from your hand or deck. So he ain't playing. Something out there stronger than him, he's getting pissed. Then you got Brawly Raffle coming out, 2700 attack. This card is special summoned by the effect of Dragon Ball Super Brawly. All monsters your opponent controls loses 500 attack and defense. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. If your opponent controls a monster with a higher attack than this card, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard, special summon one Dragon Ball Super Brawly Super Saiyan from your extra deck. So anytime they bring out something stronger than him, he's going off. They power up, he's powering up. Alright, next up we got two Future Trunks. When this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon one Super Saiyan level 1 Trunks from your hand or deck. Once per turn, if you have a card with level in its name in your hand, you can discard that card to draw one card. So in case your hand kind of sucks and you have one of those level guys in your hand, can't use them, discard it, go ahead and draw a card. Pretty good effect with Trunks. Super Saiyan level 1 Trunks. If this card is special summoned by an effect of a Dragon Ball Super monster, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add one of those cards to your hand, then return the remaining cards in any order. During your standby phase, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard, special summon Future Trunks Super Saiyan level 2 from your hand or deck. Super Saiyan 2 Trunks doing the beam with his father. I like that picture. When this card or any other Dragon Ball Super monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add one Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks Super Saiyan Rage from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls, change that monster's battle position. So you need to run over something, you can go ahead and change the battle position and hopefully he'll be strong enough to run it over. But at 2700, I think he will be. Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, 3400 attack. When one or more Dragon Ball Super monsters you control destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. When this card is special summoned due to this effect, you can add one Sword of Hope spell card from your deck to your hand. This monster cannot be destroyed by card effects. Cannot. Good luck dark holing this guy. Alright, next up we got two Chilai. Brawly's chick. She's a tuner, level 1. Okay, look at her effect. When this card is normal summon, you can target one Dragon Ball Super monster of any level from your graveyard and special summon it. Once per turn, you can pay 2,000 life points to change this card's level to either 2 or 3. If a card with Brawly in its name is destroyed or removed from the field, you can return that card back to the extra deck instead, and special summon this card from your graveyard. But this, But this card's effects are negated, and this card also cannot be destroyed by battle for the turn. When this card leaves the field, banish it after activating this effect. Huh. You know what? When I made this card, I don't remember doing any of this. Whatever, that's her effect. Alright, so we got one base Trunks and one Super Saiyan Kid Trunks. Okay, with base, let's check him out real quick. 1500 attack. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon one Dragon Ball Super Goten from your hand or deck. During your standby phase, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard to, guess what, bring out a level 1 Trunks from your hand or deck. If this card is special summoned by a Dragon Ball Super monster effect, you can add one Super Fusion spell card from your deck to your hand. And now with Super Trunks, let's check his effect out. If you control another light monster, this card can attack your opponent's life points directly. So not hard to do with this deck, not hard at all. Next up, we have Base Goten and Super Saiyan Goten. First with Base Goten, let's check his effect out. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon, guess what, one Trunks from your hand or deck. So these guys are always coming out together. During your standby phase, you can send them face up from the field to special summon a Super Saiyan level 1 Goten from your hand or deck. If this card is special summoned by Dragon Ball Super monster effect, guess what? You can add a Super Fusion spell card from your deck to your hand. So they're set up to make Gotenks easy. Super Saiyan Goten. With his effect, if you control another light monster, this card can attack your opponent's life points directly. So Goten and Trunks are basically the same, just mirror images of each other. They're mainly there to help get out Gotenks. Next up we have One Pan. Check out her effect. She's a tuner as well, level 2. You can discard this card if you control a card with Gohan in its name. Send one face-up card with Gohan in its name to the graveyard to instantly level up that monster. During your main phase, you can pay 1,000 life points. Special summon this card from your graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard for a synchro summon, banish this card instead. Pan is really good, especially paired with Gohan, ridiculously good. Alright, next up we have 3 Bulmas, and she's also a tuner, level 1. Let's check out her effect. 0 attack, 700 defense. When this card is normal summon, choose one of the following effects. Once per turn, you can add up to 2 levels to this card. So first effect, you can target one level 6 or lower Dragon Ball Super monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target. Or you can special summon one level 6 or lower Dragon Ball Super monster from your deck. So either the graveyard or the deck. Really good effect. Really good. And then you're instantly setting up synchro plays, fusions, whatever. I mean, Bulma is just ridiculously good. Alright, next up for the gag characters, we got one 𝐷𝐿𝐼 and one Mr. Satan. Let's start off with Mr. Satan first. Alright, with Mr. Satan, he's also a tuner. Once returned during your standby phase, if this card is in your graveyard and you do not control a Dragon Ball Super monster, you can special summon this card. You must control no monsters to activate and resolve this effect. Mr. Satan trying to get all the praise for himself. Then with 𝐷𝐿𝐼, also a tuner, level 2, during your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate the effects of that face-up monster until the end of the turn. If this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish this card after being summoned by this effect. So basically, he's an effect veiler with the additional effect of if he's in a graveyard, you can special summon him. So really good. Alright, next up we got one Tien and one Master Roshi. Now first with Tien, let's check him out. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls. Change that monster's attack to 1,000. If this card destroys a target monster as a result of battle, this card gains 200 attack. So yeah, Tien, he's okay. It's a fun effect. What can you say? But if they got a big beast over there, you know, you get him in that triangle beam and turn his attack to 1,000 and run him over with Tien. Yeah, I would crack up about that actually. Alright, next up is Roshi, level 3. He's also a tuner. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon one level 4 lower Dragon Ball Super monster from your hand. Once per turn, you can target one other Dragon Ball Super monster you control. You can increase or decrease that monster's level by 1. So Roshi is really good as well. Helps you to open up your synchro plays there by increasing or decreasing levels. Alright, next up we got 2 Krillins here. Let's check out his effect. When this card is normal summon, you can draw one card. You can special summon this card from your hand if you control a Dragon Ball Super Android 18 monster. During the start of your opponent's battle phase, you can activate this effect. Target one monster your opponent controls, change that monster's attack to 0. You know why? Solar Flare! Speaking of the androids, we have 17 and his sister 18 here. Let's start off with 18 first, the wife of Krillin. 2,500 attack, level 6. If you control any Dragon Ball Super monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. This card gains 300 attack and defense if you control Krillin. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls, negate that monster's effect. If this card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target one level 4 lower Dragon Ball Super monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Alright, now let's check out 17 here. 17's effect. 2,600 attack, 1,700 defense. A little bit stronger than his sister. If you control any Dragon Ball Super monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. This card gains 300 attack defense if you control a Dragon Ball Super Android 18 monster. So he's boosting himself up if his sister's out. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls. Decrease that monster's attack by 1,000. If this card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target one level 4 lower Dragon Ball Super monster in your graveyard, and guess what? Add it to your hand. Next up, we have Universe 7 Frieza and Piccolo coming up. Now let's check out Frieza first of all. Of course, he's a dark monster, 3,000 attack, 22 defense. Theme type. Banish 2 monsters from your graveyard to special summon this card. As long as this card remains face up on the field, your opponent cannot add cards from the main deck to their hand. Once per turn during your main phase, banish 1 Dragon Ball Super monster from your graveyard. If you do not, destroy this card. So basically, it's a cost to keep him out, but he's also holding your opponent at bay, so freeze is really good. Not adding cards from your deck to your hand is devastating. Alright, now let's go with Piccolo here. Alright, with Piccolo, he's a reptile. If you control a Dragon Ball Super Gohan monster of any level, special summon this card from your hand or graveyard and increase this card's attack by 500. When this card destroys a monster by battle, send it to the graveyard. Gain life points equal to that monster's original attack in the graveyard. So, you know, Piccolo, not only is he boosting himself with Gohan's out, but basically if he destroys something, you're adding them life points. Your opponent's attack monster's life points to your life points. Very helpful, especially if you're low. Alright guys, we're done with the monsters. Let's jump to the spells now. As you can see, we got 3 Super Fusions, quick play. Let's check out Super Fusion's effect. Fusion summon 1 Dragon Ball Super Fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials. If your opponent controls a monster they will special summon from the extra deck, guess what? You can also use monsters in your deck as fusion material. If this card is in your graveyard, you can pay 1,000 life points to add this card from your graveyard to your hand. This card is really good. Really good. 3 level ups. Basically, they're the same as the real level up, except I made them a quick play so you could kind of surprise your opponent. Send 1 face-up level monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon 1 monster from your hand or deck that is listed in the sent monster's text, ignoring its summoning conditions. So you got a base Goku out there. They're attacking. They're stronger. Hit level up. Change them to Super Saiyan. You know, and surprise the crap out of them. Next up is Charming Draw. 2 of them. You know, the women of Dragon Ball there. Basically, draw 3 cards. Send 2 cards from your hand back into your deck. Shuffle your deck. So you got some problem cards in your deck, you know, and you can basically shuffle them back in your deck, and yeah, maybe pull them out later. So pretty good card. We got 1 Max Power Crush, which is a quick play. As you can see, target 1 monster you control, special summon 1 monster with a different name than the target, ignoring all summoning conditions from your graveyard, deck, or extra deck. Your opponent can also special summon 1 monster from their deck or extra deck, ignoring summoning conditions as well. During the end phase, shuffle monsters that will special summon by this effect back into the owner's deck. So pretty good card, pretty fun card. Alright, next up we got 1 Instantaneous Reaction and 1 Death Blow. Let's start with Death Blow because quick play. Choose one of the following effects. Destroy 1 monster your opponent's either field, then your opponent draws 1 card, or your opponent draws 2 cards, and you special summon 1 level monster from your graveyard, ignoring the summoning condition. So pretty good trade-off. Man, that picture is sick. I can't wait to see that animated. Alright, next up we're going with Instantaneous Reaction. Basically, shuffle off all your banished monsters into your deck. Draw 1 card. If you control a card with Ultra in its name, draw 2 cards instead. And we got 1 𝐷𝐿 Summons and 1 Dragon Ball Super Fusion. With 𝐷𝐿 Summon, you can banish 1 tuner monster in your graveyard with 1 or more Dragon Ball Super monsters on your side of the field to synchro summon 1 Dragon Ball Super monster from your extra deck. So basically just another way to synchro summon. And with a Dragon Ball Super Fusion, if you control no monsters, pay 2,000 life points, special summon 2 Dragon Ball Super monsters level 6 or lower from your deck, even ignoring certain summoning conditions. During the turn this effect is activated, you cannot conduct your battle phase. So you can really get some crap off with this card. That's why you can't do your battle phase, because stuff gets real. 1 Beast Among Men. Get it? See Beast Gohan above Gohan right there. Okay. Discard 1 Dragon Ball Super monster. Draw 2 cards. If the monster discarded was a level monster, shuffle that card back into the deck instead. So this deck is very large, and you're going to have plenty of ways to get through it, get what you need. Then we got 1 Friends in High Places. Of course, Xeno doesn't get any higher than that unless you're actually God. Destroy all cards in the field. You and your opponent both special summon 3 monsters from the graveyard, ignoring summoning conditions of level monsters. All monster effects on the field are negated as well as monster effects that activate in the graveyard. You must conduct a battle phase this turn. Whoever has the most monsters after the battle phase, keep their monsters on the field. Banish all monsters on the loser's side. If tied, both players banish their monsters. So again, Dragon Ball deck, man. Fun cards, fun cards. course, some of this stuff could piss your opponent off too, but anyway, fun. Now we got the move cards coming out. First, Sword of Hope. This card can only be activated if you control one Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks, Super Saiyan level 1 or higher level Future Trunks monster on your side of the field. You can add all monsters' attack on your side of the field to a Super Saiyan level 1 or higher Future Trunks monster you control. This card or effect cannot be negated. Banish the monster that is destroyed by battle with this card. This effect lasts until the end phase, so basically you're putting all your hope, all your strike into this card. That's dope. I love it. Okay, with Spirit Bomb, which is continuous, you can only activate this card if you control a monster with Goku in its name. After this card's activation, it remains on the field until your third main phase, while also still controlling a card with Goku in its name. Send this card to the graveyard. Destroy all cards on your opponent's side of the field. Once per turn, when your Goku monster is targeted for an attack or by a card effect, special summon one monster from your graveyard. Your opponent must now attack or target that monster instead. If the monster that was special summoned by this effect is destroyed, banish that monster instead. So while you're building up the Spirit Bomb, you know, the guys come out from the graveyard to protect Goku while he's building it up. I mean, I like that idea, man. It's really awesome, really awesome. Okay, last two, the spells. One Final Flash and one Kamehameha. Move cards, man, I'm telling you. Okay, so basically with Final Flash, you can only activate this card if you control a monster with Vegeta, Vegito, or Gogeta in its name. Destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn this card is activated. With Kamehameha, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. This card can only be used by monsters with Goku, Gohan, Goten, Krillin, Yamcha, Master Roshi, or any fusion monsters with any of these names in the text. You cannot do your battle phase the same turn you activate this card's effect. Next up, we're in the traps. In a counter trap, we got two Namekian strikes. When a monster or monsters would be special summoned or a monster effect is activated, pay 1500 life points, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If you control a card with Piccolo in its name, your opponent draws one card, you draw two cards. So, you know, pay off for you and giving your opponent a little something too, you know, so they won't cry. But then again, who cares about their feelings, right? Last card of the deck, Universe 7 Unite. Draw two cards. If you control no monsters on your side of the field, you can special summon one level 4 lower Dragon Ball Super monster from your deck instead. That's a pretty good card, man. Especially if you open up with a great card. Alright guys, for now that's it for the Dragon Ball Super deck profile. I know I didn't do the extra deck, but it just took a long time to do that deck profile. Too many cards, and the extra deck is quite large itself, as you can see, probably the size of a deck. So in order to do the extra deck, I'm gonna do a separate video on it, so the video won't be too long. But just stay tuned for my next video, and yeah, I'll see you guys in, and we'll get through the extra deck, and you'll see how crazy this crap is. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that noti bell, and you will be informed of upcoming videos. Alright, until next time, peace out.